Chelsea beat Leicester City 2-1, and they take control of that top 4 finish that these teams are so eager to get. Chelsea, after losing to Leicester City in the FA Cup final, bounced back and beat Leicester City at home in front of fans for the first time. It was a great game. Chelsea dominated from end to end. It was such a good game. Stamford Bridge was rumbling. It was packed with fans for the first time in a long time. Thomas Tuchel addressed the media after the game and just gave his gratitude for how much of a difference fans really make. And it was, you could just tell the ambiance, the players' energy, like the stakes of the game were just so much higher with fans in the stadium. Chelsea looked like they were invigorated. They had so much energy. They were playing with passion. They had like a fire lit under them. They were running around. They thoroughly dominated the whole game. Werner again had 2 goals called off by VAR, one by offsides, one because he pushed it in with his hand or arm. Unfortunate for Werner. It looks like this he probably just wants the season to end. If he scores the winner at the Champions League final, that would be some crazy like turn of events. Just the way this season has gone for Werner, I'm pretty sure he just wants it to end, a fresh new season. Yeah, he would love to get some silverware, but I'm pretty sure he's fed up with this season. Just super unlucky for Werner. He's had a lot of goals called off because of offsides or some like crazy circumstances, some VAR circumstances, either an offsides here and offsides there, handball. But all in all, Chelsea looked like the better team. 100% deserved this victory. Leicester, they came out flat. They conceded too much of the possession to Chelsea. Their attacks never really came to anything. Leicester didn't really ever put a threat on Chelsea. They did get that goal off a Chelsea mistake that Iheanacho buried it into the bottom right corner. Shout out to Iheanacho. He just continues to score goals. But other than that, Leicester didn't really look dangerous at the end. They added 5 minutes. They probably could have added 10. Leicester still wouldn't have scored. They didn't really put too much danger into Chelsea to tie the game. Even after Leicester had scored that 1 goal to cut the deficit to 1, they were never really pushing for that second goal. It never really felt like, oh my God, the second goal is imminent. It's going to come. It's going to, like, just a couple more minutes, just a couple more chances, and it's going to happen. Never really looked at that way. Chelsea has been super solid at the back since Thomas Tuchel took over the team from Frank Lampard. And Chelsea, now with 1 game left, control their destiny, leapfrogging over Leicester in the standings. Chelsea now has 67 points after 37 games. Leicester goes from 3rd to 5th with the Liverpool victory at Burnley, 3-0 victory. Now Leicester City is tied with Liverpool at 66 points, but Liverpool have a 4 goal differential advantage. So going into this last matchup, this last week, this last game, Chelsea control their own destiny. They play Aston Villa at Aston Villa. That by no means is an easy game. Aston Villa does have the potential to upset Chelsea. And Leicester play Tottenham, and Tottenham has just been up and down this whole season. So we'll see how that finishes out. But Leicester at least have a Europa League guaranteed. They can't fall out of Europa. But we'll see who finishes in the Premier League, in the Champions League top 4 spots. Huge victory for Chelsea. Now they have the Champions League final coming up against Manchester City. We'll see how that plays out. But Chelsea could control their own destiny. They could finish in the top 4. We'll see how Leicester do. I do feel really bad for Leicester because almost the exact same scenario happened last year when Leicester looked like they were going to finish in the top 4. They're going to finish top 2. Then, all right, at least we're going to be the 3rd team. All right, let's just hold on for top 4. And they crashed out at the end, narrowly missing out on a top 4 finish to secure Champions League. And this year, more or less, I think that tie or loss against, I think it was a tie against Newcastle like 2 weeks ago that really hurt them. And Leicester is such an easy team to root for. Like their whole history, how they came up, winning the league, winning the FA Cup, their players, Vardy, Schmeichel, Tielemans, their coach, Brendan Rodgers. There's just a lot of things to like about Leicester City, the way their owner, the way they run their team, and it's just rather unfortunate. I feel bad for Leicester for giving up their top 4 spot, but there is one game left, so we'll see how this finishes out. What do you guys think? Do Leicester have it in them to finish in the top 4? Will Chelsea or Liverpool choke in this last game? I think this is how the table is going to finish. City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, and Leicester will go to Europa. Unfortunate for Leicester, maybe next year, but they still have had a great season. By no means is this a bad season. FA Cup victory, qualify for Europa League again, being up there the whole season, competing with these super teams, the Elite Six of the Premier League. I think Leicester have to hang their head high. They've played a great season.